Hey everybody, Motorpoet 59 here. One of my oldest friends, been a close friend of mine since 1969. He was the first kid I made friends with when we moved to Tehachapi when I was 9 years old. My guitar mentor, we've been buddies ever since, and he went missing about 3 months ago. No one had seen or heard from him. He left a hospital, and they finally contacted some other friends of ours that he'd actually been staying with prior to his disappearance, and he'd been very sick. But anyway, we found out he was in a hospice, and I went and visited him today, and he's probably got less than 2 days to live. He wasn't able to communicate with me. He knew I was there. He was making eye contact with me, but I don't know what he understood. And it's a very sad day for me, and has left me in a particularly foul and unforgiving mood. This morning, I took my grandson out. We're going to ride our dirt bikes. We got all the way out there, and mine wouldn't start. And so I got online and was reading about this ridiculous spending bill the Democrats are shoving down our throats, this Inflation Reduction Act. It's nothing more than an extension of the Build Back Better plan that was an abject failure. This is nothing more. I am astounded that the Gen Zers and the younger millennials, you know what? Strike that. It doesn't astound me that these younger people right now, this younger generation, are so grossly uninformed, that they are so intellectually lazy, because they have been indoctrinated since they were small children. They've had it ingrained and beaten in their heads to just do what they're told. They have no originality. And I'm obviously painting with a broad brush, but I'm talking probably about 90% of them. They don't want to think. They don't want to have a responsible attitude towards anything. They just want people to give them things, and they want the world to be a rosy place, and it's not, and it never will be, and it never has been. The world has never been a great place, but it's been pretty good. And America has been a big part of what good has happened in the world, especially in the last 100 years. But starting with the Obama administration, American exceptionalism has been called into question, has been derided, and we're the bad guys and we're the villains, and World War II was our fault. And it goes on and on and on and on. And these people call themselves progressives, but they're not. They're not. There's nothing progressive about their thought processes and their actions. It is in fact regressive, and it's disturbing. Back to not being astounded by these younger people. I am astounded by anyone older than say 35 years old that still has a progressive outlook. As I've said 100 times, liberalism, true American liberalism, doesn't bother me. It annoys me, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of it. I'm afraid of this progressive movement. I'm concerned. I don't hate these people. I just hate the way they think. I hate the fact that they refuse to see things as they really are. I was watching an interview, well, not an interview, it was just a piece in which Alan Dershowitz, the famous liberal attorney, was being asked about things that are going on right now. And he actually referred to Joe Biden as a moderate and said that Joe Biden has been doing a great job, and that he'd done a great job in the Ukraine, and that he has done a good job with the economy. This is a highly educated man, and he's written books. And it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how educated you are, you can still be ignorant. And obviously Alan Dershowitz is. I've never been a fan of his. I've never listened to a lot of the things that he's had to say because he annoys me. I always thought he was arrogant. But the thing is he represents a great many of the older progressives, the progressives that are over 35. And that's what frightens me. That's what worries me. It concerns me. I've had some friends of mine that have been telling me for a long time, especially one of my best friends, who is still healthy, has been telling me it's over. It's over. We're done. We are done as a country, and all we can do is go vote and hope for the best. But he says I don't have much hope, and I'm pretty much an eternal optimist. Obviously, I'm not an eternal optimist, but I've always been kind of a glass half full guy. I've always looked at the world that way, and I always tell them, "Oh, come on, man. The country's been in trouble before, but you know what? I'm beginning to think he's right. I'm beginning to think that we're going to have to bottom this country out by following the lead of these ignorant progressives." And you are ignorant. If you're watching this, I hope you're paying attention, and I hope you get angry. I hope what I have to say about you makes you think a little bit harder, makes you look into things, makes you do some research instead of just listening to the liberal media mouthpieces. You have to start thinking for yourself. The media aren't even thinking for themselves. They're like you. They're being told what to do. They're being told what to report. They don't report what's going on anymore. They report what they're told to report. And instead of reporting things that are going on, they create those things. But they're actually created from the people controlling the Democrat Party. And I know that makes me sound like a nutcase conspiracy theorist, but it's not. It doesn't make me that at all. That's the way things are. How can you explain George Soros and his ilk? These are the people who are running the Democrat Party, not Joe Biden, not the majority leaders. Those people aren't in charge of anything. And this Inflation Reduction Act will do nothing of the sort. If you look into it, and I'm not going to go through the details of it. I ain't in the mood for that. You want to know what it says, you idiot liberals? Go look it up. Actually look it up instead of listening to what the press has to say about it and the media blurbs about it. Go read the act. Go read the bill. Go read it. You'll see that it's going to do nothing. It's going to help inflation. Inflation is only going to get worse. The only reason that it even slowed down temporarily is because the Fed raised the interest rates 0.75%. And they're going to raise it again. And I think that's good. I'm glad. I hope it screws you guys up. I hope it keeps you from being able to buy houses. I hope it keeps the institutions from being able to loan you money that they have to borrow from other places. I hope it ruins all of that for you. And I hope the bottom comes sooner than later. I will survive it. Many people will survive it. But you low information people, you people who think this is a good idea and that you're counting on this free stuff from the government, it's not going to go well for you. You're going to suffer. The middle class is going to suffer. The things that are happening right now, they just hired over 80,000 IRS agents, or put the jobs up. I don't know if they've actually been filled, but I believe that this bill provides for that. Why do we need 87,000 IRS agents? Why do we need 10,000? Why do we need 1,000 more? You know why? It's not because they are trying to go after the rich people. They're going after me and you. They're going after the middle class. The lower class, the poverty class, or whatever you want to classify them as. Give a rat's ass what you want to say, however you want to talk about them. It's not going to affect them. They're always going to be poor anyway. They'll never lift themselves up out of their squalor because they don't want to. The government keeps throwing free things at them. Whether they vote or not, doesn't make any difference. And that'll never change for them, ever. If the left has its way and creates the socialist society that they keep telling you is such a great thing, then we're all going to be down there. There will be the elitists up at the top. There will be the haves, and then down at the bottom will be the have-nots. And there will be no more have-somes like me. And that's scary. That is scary. I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime. It may never happen. I hope it doesn't, But if it does, I hope it affects every one of you progressives that consider yourselves educated, all of you progressives who are sitting on your asses at home instead of going to work. And because you're part of the problem. You are the biggest part of the problem in America right now. It's not the conservatives. We're not doing anything to bring anything down. The only thing you seem to have against us is that we still like Donald Trump. Name one thing the conservatives have done to affect your lives adversely. Name one thing that Donald Trump did that affected your life adversely, other than send out mean tweets. God, you guys, you're all so immature. You're all so, and I don't care if you're 80 years old, you're immature. Your whole thought process is that of a child. You're not childish, you're childlike. And that is what is wrong with America today. We just don't have enough real grown-ups having a say anymore. People who are rational, people who aren't intellectually lazy, people like me who dig into it no matter what side presents it. I can't even say I'm angry. I'm concerned. Yeah, screw that. I am angry. I'm angry because you're stupid. I don't like stupidity. I have never suffered stupid people easily. I've never suffered fools easily. And I don't suffer progressives easily, because if you're a progressive in today's United States, you're a fool. If you believe that agenda is going to help our country, you're a fool. You're a pawn. You're a stooge. And the people running the Democrat Party know that. And that is why they say these things, because they know you'll just hook, line, and sinker. You won't look. You'll just go, oh, they must be right, because I voted for them. I hope it falls on top of your head in the near future. I really, really do. And I hope you suffer for it, because you're causing the rest of the United States of America, the people, the rational people in America, to suffer because of your ignorance and your inability to think for yourselves. What do you think about that? You a conservative who agrees with me? You a libertarian who agrees with me? Or are you a progressive who thinks I'm being mean? Because if I'm being mean, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content.